Hello, this is Anna with Cottage on Oak, and today we will be transforming my mantle. So as you can see, we have our summer decor still up. I am sad to see this decor go because I have loved this decor so much, but I am so ready for fall. So I just wanted to give you a full length look at what the mantle looks like from top to bottom, ceiling to floor. While cleaning, I was watching YouTube. I watched some of the WODs, and then I watched, I think it's called Lady Mapperton. She was from Chicago, and then she married some British guy, Earl of Sandwich. Watched that, and then I ended up turning on a screensaver on YouTube, which I'll show you later. Now, I do want to reuse the goblets in my design. I think those are the perfect look for a fall decor that you can lead from September all the way through to November. I haven't decided yet if I want to keep the lamps on the mantle, but I think I might end up taking them out completely and putting them somewhere else. So I went shopping at Hobby Lobby with my mom and sister for my mom's birthday. And I had an idea of what I wanted to buy for my mantle makeover. I knew I wanted like a maroon look with some browns. And then I saw someone share the faux hydrangeas from Hobby Lobby. So I knew I definitely wanted some of those as well. Now, while clearing off this mantelpiece, you can see why I had all of these mirrors and silver plates here. I was covering up these huge cubby looking holes that are under the TV. I bought 3 of these garlands. They were $26 and 40% off of that, so they were like 15 bucks. Now, I ended up taking some books and using the edges stacked up inside the cubby holes to kind of cover them up, and I loved how this turned out and looked. I wanted to use the plain edges of the books instead of the colorful ends because this was not a look for colorful bookends. I used all different sizes of books, and this was such a good idea. I was going to use baskets, but I could not find any baskets tall enough or wide enough. My son loves when I decorate, and so he wanted to add a Pokemon card to the decor. So, of course, I let him. Now, one mistake I made was I was not yet sure if I wanted to keep the lamps or not, so I put all the books in, and then at the very end, they were still plugged in. So I had to take all the books out and unplug them and restack the books back in. So I got that all fixed up, and then I got to work on the actual mantelpiece. So I had these 2 large sticks that I found outside in our backyard. And I really wanted to use these in the decor of the mantle. They are real, so they were free. Unless you count my house payment, so I guess they weren't. But before I, decorate, I usually will stick the item up there and see if I like it. So to hold this stick up here, I used 2 different things. One was tape, which you see me using now. And the other item would be sticky tack. I would take some of that and stick it on the bottom and smash the branch into the sticky tack. Here you can see what I mean. You can see the blue, but the branches that I use will eventually cover that up. And if you've never used sticky tack, which I feel like when I was young, I used this stuff all the time, but as an adult, not so much. So I bought some and I have been using it a ton, but you have to work the sticky tack with your hands so it's actually sticky and the edges aren't dried out. For my garlands, I used these command hooks and I just stuck them on the wall. And garlands usually have that little loop at the end, so I just looped that onto the hook. And you can see I bent the loop down to keep it hidden so you won't be able to see it. And as you can see, I'm just trying to see, where do I want to put these pieces? I was having a really hard time. And honestly, I'm still not even sure with the finished product. You'll have to let me know down below. So here are the faux hydrangeas. I love the coloring of them so much. I believe they were $12 each or something, 9. I can't remember. And they were 40% off, so that was nice. So I bought 5 of them, I believe. And I'm just tucking them into the garland in the mantle, just basically laying them down on the mantle. I wanted to do a sort of monochromatic look, so the faux hydrangea colors go along with the maroon garlands that I have here. I tried to keep everything somewhat of a cool tone. Now with these, I'm not sure what these are supposed to be fake of, but they were also fall decor, so they were 40% off. But the ends are always super long, so I just made them into a little wiggle shape and it helped them stay up. And I also bought those blueberries, but they're not blueberries. I'm not sure what they're called. And here is what I do for the screensaver. I just type in screensaver and it'll pop up like screensaver art and you just click that. And then there are tons of videos to choose from. And I like this Moody art screensaver. Sometimes an ad does pop up, but that's okay. It's maybe like an hour after you've had it on, so it's not bad. And it's free. I like that. So I'm not sure what this plant is supposed to be, but I love the size of the little berries on it and the coloring of them. I love that grayish blue toned color. And when I'm using these, I just work with them. Now, these items are from Hobby Lobby, so this item was also 40% off. And I know I'm in a group and Hobby Lobby is like not the best place to shop, I guess. But I love Hobby Lobby. I don't know. I just love it. And I have these edges on the bottom of my mantle, so I just wrapped my garland around that and it helped it stay on there. Again, even if I'm putting these faux sticks up high, I still want to give a little wiggle to the stem so it's not ramrod straight. And to hold this one up there, I also used more tape and more sticky tack. Here's my son helping me decorate some more. We have a little step stool he climbs up on. And he was putting these leaves in different spots. And then he ended up wanting to keep them all to go put them in his bedroom to decorate his bedroom. And so that's what he's going to eventually do with all of these. Another 2 items I got from Hobby Lobby were these candlesticks. Now these were classified under Christmas decor, so they were half off. So I think one was like $15 and the other one was $12. So they were pretty good price. I like that they can be used year round, and they also look to me kind of the primitive style. Definitely old world with the metal iron. I love this look. Also, you can't have an old world large candlestick without some beeswax candles, so I put a set of those in there. And beeswax is natural, so if you can see, the 2 candles are 2 different colors. And then I added in this random rose because the coloring matches perfectly. And another item half off from Hobby Lobby was this ribbon. It's a brown color and it's velvet and it is gorgeous. So since it was Christmas, it was half off, so I was happy about that. The goal with this brown ribbon is to let it drape and be droopy and to just add some texture and dimension to the mantle. Again, you can see me using some sticky tack here to help keep the ribbon stuck to the mantle. I also have some maroon ribbon in my Amazon cart that is velvet, or it's like a plum, and I may buy that still and add it to the mantle, but since I found this brown and it was cheaper, I decided to go with that route. I'm not sure if the mantle just is not full enough for what I am wanting exactly. I just haven't decided yet. But let me know down below when we see the finished product what you are thinking. Once October comes, I will start adding all the spooky things like spiders and our bats that we have and all those fun, creepy things. But this is just for the month of September, but this design will carry us from September through to November, I'm thinking. Also, is anyone else excited for the new Practical Magic 2 movie to come out? I am a little nervous. I'm not sure if it's going to be good or not. I like the first one, but there are some scenes that I skip, like when she's at that party and she's dancing. I don't know, something about that scene kind of creeps me out. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, so I always skip it. And with her creepy boyfriend, I skip him too. So there's not much of the movie I actually watch except for when they're in the house and the beginning of the movie, which is perfect. I had to add something in the middle here, so I decided to bring back one mirror, and I stood her up and added some more of that sticky tack on the back to help secure it. And then, of course, the ottoman needed a change. No more summer fabrics. I brought this striped tablecloth that I bought last year at Ross and laid that on there, and I love it. Took some florals out and exchanged it with another free stick from the backyard. And it was at this moment that I thought I was done. But after leaving the room and then re-entering the room, it was just the proportions were wrong. And so I did this video of what it all looks like, and I ended up taking the garland that's on the left hanging down there and moving that to the right side of the mantelpiece. And I'll show you that, of course. But here's just some close-ups of everything. I think Hobby Lobby's faux florals, especially the fall collection, are just amazing. I love them so, so much. And I love real flowers more, but you can only get a certain collection at Walmart. There you can see my tape, but, I don't think anyone else will notice. But anyways, you can only get so many different types of flowers at Walmart. And of course, I have a hydrangea bush, but of course, they only bloom certain times of the year. So these are just nice to have. Also, if you remember last year, I brought in some magnolia tree branches from my grandpa's magnolia tree, and it brought in some type of bug that has the most painful bite in North America. And for the life of me, I can't remember it right now. But they hatched and they were standing on the tree branches, and it has scarred me a little bit. Not gonna lie, I'm a little creeped out. It scared me. And so now I am just so paranoid to even walk by that tree at my grandpa's house. But anywho, here's the mantle now with the garland moved to the other side. We decided to put on Harry Potter since we finished the first book. And my son is 5, so he's loving this. He's about to turn 6. But anyways, let me know what you think of this mantle. Is it missing something? I feel like it's missing something. So please let me know down below. Comment, like, and subscribe. It's free. And I will see you here at Cottage on Oak with Anna next time.